Welcome in. Jason Priester, ClemsonTigers.com, part of the Clemson Maven multimedia platform, here today to once again talk a little recruiting with you guys. Before we get started, take a moment to remind everybody, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button on the videos. We would very much appreciate it. Not a lot going on with recruiting for Clemson the past few weeks. August is a dead period. You're not going to see a bunch of guys out taking visits or anything like that due to that dead period. Things will open back up. Once we get into the season, we'll start seeing, like we typically do. Especially at every home game, players starting to visit each and every Saturday. Long list of visitors for every home game. There's a couple of home games that'll probably be big recruiting weekends for Clemson this year. Florida State, maybe Notre Dame. There's a couple opportunities for the Tigers to make an impression with some guys here late in the season. And, depending on who you look at, Clemson's current class is ranked anywhere from 10th, 11th, 12th. I think On3 has them at the highest at 10th. I think they're 12th at 24/7 and 11th at Rivals. If I'm remembering that right, 17 current commitments, and there's still a little bit of work to be done in this class, particularly along the offensive line. Only one offensive line commitment so far. 4-star Ronan O'Connell. Tigers want to take 3 in this class, so you need to find 2 more somewhere. Elijah Thurman is a guy. He's the guy that most recently picked up an offer. Clemson made his list of top schools when he released them here recently. Would fully expect him to be one of those guys that takes an official visit at some point in the fall. He still got some more visits, officials he could take, obviously. So I would expect Clemson will be one of those destinations when the time comes. Still think Favor Edwin out of Georgia is a name worth monitoring. Doesn't have an offer. A guy that just hasn't played a lot of football, camped at Clemson back in the summer. But I think the coaches want to see more from him. Again, hasn't played a lot of football, just moved to this country a couple of years ago. Kind of moved over here to play basketball, really, but he's got the size, obviously, to play football. He's a big dude, 6'8", around 300 pounds already. Very raw project type guy, but he's got a bunch of offers, man. There's a lot to like about this kid, and there's a lot of schools that really like him. Alabama offered him after he camped there. He's got an offer from Florida, Georgia Tech, West Virginia. So there's, I shouldn't say he's got a lot of offers. He's got some offers. But he is a guy that I think could see his offer sheet expand dramatically once he gets into the season and we get some film on him. It's not a lot of film to go on yet. I think coaches just want to see what he can do in live action. Tigers also still looking for one more defensive end. Already had 2 on board. Edric Houston announces on August 22nd. I think that ship sailed. They don't even track him any longer. So we'll see what they do there. Still need one more guy at the end and need one more linebacker too. The departure of TJ Dudley kind of makes it imperative that you sign a 3rd linebacker in this class. You already have Sammy Brown. You already had Drew Wood as. There's a couple of guys out there, Dominic Nichols being one that's kind of had an offer for a little while now. See what happens with him and when Clemson decides to expand the board again at some point. And again, I've said it many, many times. It would not shock me at all to see Clemson add a 3rd wide receiver to this class. It'll have to probably be a slot guy. It'll probably have to be somebody they really fall in love with during the season. Probably somebody that's not even on the radar right now. Not saying they're gonna add one. I just think the possibility exists. I think it's open for discussion. Let's put it that way. We'll see what happens. Stranger things have definitely happened in this recruiting. You never know. Never say never. I think that's one of Dabo Swinney's favorite sayings, never say never. So turns out you only end up with the two. It's hard to not like the two you have. It was pretty well. It's been pretty well publicized. The number was two. You got Bryant Wesco. You have T.J. Moore, two studs. It's hard to sign a better wide receiver class than that. When we get to early signing day, still think we end up somewhere 20, 21, 22 players in all. During the transfer portal era, you never know when somebody might jump in that thing unexpectedly during the season and open up another spot. Again, at 17 right now, still need two more offensive linemen, another linebacker, another end. So that would put you at 21 right there. So I think Clemson's going to end up 21, 22. I said 2022, but I think it's going to be 21, 23, really. We'll see what happens, though. Wouldn't expect anything to pop off over the next few weeks. Again, we're in a dead period. Things start picking back up once the season kicks off. Clemson starts the season Labor Day night on the road at Duke. In the midst of fall camp right now. Don't forget to check us out for all your fall camp updates as well. allclemsontigers.com. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time. Appreciate it.